Peace and blessings. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Bossy. Am I centered? Am I in the middle? I am recording live. It's not live, it's a recording, but I'm coming to you live from the Labyrinth. And the Labyrinth is very close to the Tree of Life, very close to Audubon Park. May even be considered, I think this might be considered Audubon Park as well. Today's topic, live from the Labyrinth, is automatic abundance. I want to talk with you about how to manifest, create, enjoy, channel, experience, embody automatic abundance. This video should be relatively simple, straightforward, easy, quick, because if you have been my friend for any length of time, first of all, you probably already know what I'm going to say. And second of all of these things are things that I think we already know, but we simply need a reminder sometimes. So the first reminder is gratitude. Be grateful. Find a reason to celebrate. The same way that people find a reason to complain, it's the exact same thing. Your focus is just different. There could be 10 million things to enjoy, and people who are hell-bent on complaining will find one thing to complain about. There could be 10 million things that are going wrong, and the person who is grateful will find something to be grateful for. It's an outlook thing. It's a decision. And I'm telling you that when you become a person who is grateful and you become a person who's looking for something to be grateful for, you'll find it and you'll be happier. Okay? So my first thing is gratitude. But I want to go a little bit deeper than mere gratitude, because those of us who venerate our ancestors and pray to God or any deity or saint, angel, any holy, spiritual, divine entity for help, for abundance, for prosperity, I think we just get much further in our prayers, our spell work, and I think that we reap better results when we are grateful people. Because when you're someone who appreciates what you already have, you're an easy person to give more to. But when you don't even appreciate what you have now, chances are you won't even recognize the goodness when it's flowing to you, because that's not how you've trained your mind. That's not how you've trained your perceptions. You've not trained yourself to even recognize the answers to prayers, to recognize the endless blessings and reasons to be glad. Okay? So the first thing is gratitude. The last thing I'll say about gratitude is when you're truly grateful for things, grateful for your home, for your car, for your body, for a relationship, for friendship, you act different. I think that there's a very distinct difference in how a person who is grateful treats the things and the people for which they are grateful, the circumstances, situations, and opportunities for which they are grateful, versus a person who is an ingrate. When you are not grateful, when you don't care about it. For example, if I'm truly grateful for my car, like this is my new car or my first car or the first car I've had in many, many years, am I going to keep the car clean? Am I going to keep up with the oil changes? Am I going to, park the car somewhere safe at night? Am I going to lock the doors? Am I going to maybe even decorate the inside of the car, keep it smelling good? Or am I going to treat it like it's another trash can? Am I going to let any old body do any old thing inside or to my car? When I'm grateful for it and I value it, am I going to take care of it, or am I going to treat it like anything? Think about it. I'm proposing that when you are grateful for your home, grateful for your clothes, grateful for your body, grateful for your profitable business or the lucrative job you're working, you're grateful for these things, you will treat them differently. And when you are not grateful, that will show in the way that you treat them. My next tip, reciprocity, is get into the mindset that there is an interdependence, a giving and a receiving, a constant back and forth between yourself and the world, and learn to trust the world to take care of you, and begin to think of the world as a place where you are taken care of, you are safe, you are seen, you are welcome, you belong, you will be taken care of. Okay? It's somebody else who is digging the wells and preparing the pipes and making sure that fresh water gets into your house, and there's gas and electric and there's public transportation. There are all these systems, the roads been laid, all of these things that have been handled for you already, that are designed to make your life easier and to make our lives easier and to make it easier for us to live peacefully and harmoniously and to handle our business, to go on about our business, to live our lives, to take care of our families. There's a lot that has been done. Somebody else picked the tea leaves. I say that all the time when I'm talking about abundance. Somebody else picked these tea leaves. You didn't have to climb up into a tree or plant it yourself. Somebody else did this. Somebody else picked this fruit. Somebody else grew these vegetables. Somebody else slaughtered this cow. Somebody else got their hands dirty so that your life could be just that much more simpler. When you think of the world as that kind of place, the way that you are able to manifest is incredibly simplified and so much easier when you're thinking about the world as a place where you are taken care of to a very, very large degree. And one of the best things that you can do, especially if you are desiring to increase your abundance and your prosperity, is find ways to give, find ways to pour into people, find ways to provide, to add value to people's lives, to share with them ideas, practices, games, challenges like I do, wisdom, recommendations that you know will help them live an easier, simpler, more fulfilling and satisfying life, and you will automatically be taken care of. So as opposed to being all about yourself, completely selfish and just a taker, like just using people, taking, don't care about, what you could possibly do to add value or to help or to give, only thinking about what you can get out of a situation. That's how you stay in a place of perpetual need and lack. So try not to be incredibly selfish and find ways to pour into other people. Find ways to add value to people's lives, okay? Third thing, okay, is to change your narrative. Your life will begin to conform to the story you tell yourself. If nothing ever works out for you, you are always supportive of other people, but they're never supportive of you. Nothing ever goes your way. Everything is hard. You're an imposter. Whatever the narrative is, understand that your life, to an extreme degree, will begin to conform itself to your story. Which is why, if you haven't started scripting with us this summer, I invite you to join us so you can start creating a different storyline, a different narrative, even if it's in no way true right now. That's okay. That's okay. Because my fourth suggestion is imagination, visualizing and scripting. And starting to see your mind not as like you being Delulu or you being delusional or you refusing to face reality, but start to relate to your imagination and to see your imagination as the blueprint. If I can get it in my mind, if I can start to map this thing out in my mind and figure out like, okay, what's the next, how do I get from here to there? What is the next step I need to take? How much can I invest in this? Where can I start to move my resources around? Where can I start to spend more time? If you can get it in your mind, I promise you can start to get that thing going energetically, and you can start to see the results of that new investment physically. But we have to start inside of your mind. This is one of the greatest gifts you've been afforded, a sound mind, your intelligence, and the ability to make use of your own mind, to think for yourself, to set goals for yourself, and to strategize and to begin working toward those goals. That is one of the greatest gifts. There are some people who do not have the mental capacity to do those things. Their lives are completely dependent on the goodness of others. And have you checked the goodness of others lately? Sometimes it's extremely lacking. Keep it real. It's like if I have a desire, but I don't have the capacity to pursue this desire, to strategize it, to go after it, any means of getting the resources for it, because I'm not physically capable or mentally capable. But again, if you're grateful for a sound mind, grateful for the mental capacity, grateful for the freedom and opportunity, the chance to do these things, you act different, you move different. When you really recognize that everybody doesn't have this level of freedom that I'm taking for granted every day, when you wake up to the reality of that, you move different. You stop wasting time on silliness. Like, oh, well, I just don't feel like I'm good enough. That is such a... That's such an able person, first world kind of bit of silliness, honestly. It really is a waste of time. I think that is a trick. I think that is a way for people to not only make excuses for why they're not going after the things they say they want, but also a way to distract you from going after what you want. Because the minute you get started, all of those little feelings, I don't feel good enough, evaporates. Just start. Be grateful that you have the capacity, the mental, emotional, spiritual, financial capacity, a little free time. Especially when you stop wasting your time on nonsense. It's amazing. It's incredible how much free time you actually do have. It's amazing what you can actually do, but start to see your imagination as the blueprint and not as delusion. Sure, it's not manifested and materialized yet, but being able to think about it and put my mind on this thing right, that's the first step towards materialization, toward manifestation and producing this thing and getting it done. The next recommendation is to romanticize. Make your life beautiful. Even if your circumstances are extremely simple, minimal, humble right now, that is some of the most beautiful living. Simple, humble, minimal, making use of what I have. It's not a lot, but I'm going to make beautiful use of this. I'm going to pace myself, live slow, take my time, and enjoy this. I am deeply grateful for this that I have. I keep it, keep up with my things. I take care of my things. I don't have a lot, but I take care of what I do have and I make use of it. And my life is better. Simple means can be some of the most abundant living. And you don't want to overlook the vast abundance of your current circumstances due to a lack of gratitude, imagination, and attention. And what I mean by that is, instead of really taking stock of all that I am, not even all that I physically have, but all that I am, my skills, my knowledge, my ability, my heart, my spirit, my spirituality, my rituals, my spells, my magical knowledge. Like, take stock of all that I am. I'm deeply grateful for all that I have. And I make use of what I have to create more of what I desire to see in my life and in my world. It's a beautiful life. It's an abundant, beautiful life. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I myself have done, if you go and download BRUJAS app, which is my teaching platform, it's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. If you download my app and you go to the abundance section and you listen to the 40 days, I have 40 prayers that I've uploaded. Within those first 15 days, you really get an idea of where I was a few short 6-7 years ago. Very, very, very short time ago, where I was, what I was going through, what I was dealing with, what I was putting up with in terms of my relationships, my boyfriend, my friends, family, the money. And I'm telling you precisely what I did to get from there to here, where I manifest money automatically, where I manifest what I need, what opportunities I need, the people automatically, with greater ease than I probably would have thought was possible back then. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to suggest, sixth suggestion, is resourcefulness and usage. So use what you've got and resist the urge to overspend and to shop. Instead, find creative uses for what you already have. I feel like use what you have is a principle in hoodoo. Use what you have, use what you have, use what you have. And a lot of times being a resourceful and creative person, a person who uses what you have in creative ways, that is the ability to really see what is in front of you. It is a way of looking at the world. It is a way of looking at yourself. It is a creative way of perceiving your environment that makes a resourceful people. And let me tell you, Black folk got it in spades, baby. The most resourceful people I have ever seen are people who are oppressed. And while I would really love it if we, no longer had oppression on the planet, I'm telling you, there's nothing that beats like that level of resourcefulness. Like, I can't go out and shop and buy something. I'm going to look around my environment and figure out how I can make this shit work. And you jerry rig that motherfucker up, girl. Yes. So be resourceful, find creative ways to use the things that you already have. And then just manifesting abundance without having to try cleanliness, orderliness, and organization, keeping your things in order, keeping your life in order, keeping your space in order, keeping your finances in order to the best of your ability. And like I said, when you're grateful, these things become way easier to do. The next thing is to use what you've got. Gratitude goes far with our spirits. Not only using what you have, which I think I said that 3 times now, but not just using what you have, but really appreciating what you have. It's like you're a grateful child. You easy to pour into. You easy to give to. You're easy to bless because you're so grateful. You're so thankful for every little thing. I reposted this video of this boy. I think he was turning 14, and his mom came home and she was like, "There's my birthday boy." And he got so hyped. He was so happy. She was like, "I got you a cheeseburger and whatever, fully loaded, like fully dressed, whatever. I got you a cheeseburger, blah, blah." And she hands him the bag and he's like dancing and excited. He goes to the kitchen. She's like, "No, come back over here. Let us see you, open your bag." He's like, "I can't enjoy my birthday burger." He was so hyped, so grateful. The baby opened the bag and it was actually an iPhone. It was an iPhone inside of the bag, and he started to cry. But the thing about it is his level of gratitude for a $10 burger versus, his gratitude for a $1,200 phone. It wasn't like there was really no difference in the level of gratitude. Like, the baby was as grateful for, if not, he seemed a little bit more hyped for the burger, and then started to cry and hugged his mom and thanked his mom for the cell phone. But when you're grateful, we are all the children of our ancestors. Okay. So when you are a grateful child, you're easy to give to. And then the last thing I always recommend is continuous work, prayers, and spell work. And the reason that I recommend this is because Spirit told me to do this. Continuous work is providing you ongoing space in your life, in your days, to focus on your goals, to focus on your desires, so that you are thinking more about the dreams and the desires and the goals and the plans, instead of just hyper focusing on the problems and the issues and the setbacks and the failures and the disappointments and defeats from years ago. Like, when you are doing consistent petitions, consistent burns, you're keeping up with that ancestor altar, you're keeping up with that prosperity plate, you are giving yourself more space in your own life to think about the things that will help you bring those things about. So those are my suggestions and ideas for automatic abundance. Again, you can go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, download BRUJAS app, go to the abundance section. It's still free. I don't know if it always will be free, but it's currently free. And if you go to the abundance section, you can follow along for 40 days. I offer a prayer every single day, along with some kind of a witchy tip of a way to bring more abundance and prosperity into your life. If you are still struggling with allowing yourself to prosper, if you still struggle in your relationship with money and resources, it's a really good way to remind yourself that you are absolutely worthy without question, no matter what other humans say or do. And that you can go over their heads, you can go around them like water, you can flow and still manifest what you desire and what you need, regardless of what's happened before and regardless of what other people think and feel about it. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'll talk to you soon.